Yo, we are back, and today we finally are able to see the My Player Builder and My Player gameplay from 2K25 Community Day. I have watched a ton of build videos, a ton of gameplay videos, and I put together some of the best builds I've seen from all different kinds of creators today. I also have some other tweets and some information we're going to go over. I wanted to just put everything all in one video so you had one place to go, and you weren't worried about watching 25 different videos to get your information. Shout out Cole the Man, this is his gameplay in the background. Make sure you check out his socials in the description. Right before we get started, drop a like, drop a sub, turn the notifications on. We're going crazy all through 2K25. And without further ado, let's start breaking down some of these builds. I'm going to start out with some of the craziest builds I've seen so far. Remember, not all of the creators' build videos are out, but I have found some pretty insane ones already. First one I'm going to start with here is Jono's 5'9" point guard build. As you can see, it gets a 99 driving layup, 99 three-pointer, 97 ball handle, 99 steal, all on one build, which is the craziest build we've probably ever seen in 2K. And I'm not saying it's the most overpowered or anything, because at the end of the day, it still is 5'9". It's probably going to get bullied on defense, it's probably going to get shot over, and it's probably going to get boxed up by lockdowns with a lot of strength. But you can't lie, the stats on paper are insane. One thing to note though, we did get a tweet from Zach Turman. I'll throw that up on the screen now. And he did mention that these builds are patched or nerfed a little bit. We don't know exactly how much, but you don't have to worry about them being quite as good. Keep in mind though, he did say still very good. And then he followed that tweet up by also tweeting this. And he said 5'9s on paper are still very powerful, which means their stats are still going to be super high, except for it's going to take a lot of skill to be able to be successful with them. He's saying you're sacrificing a lot, you're going to get shot over, you're not going to be as good on defense, but if you're good enough to use it, you will get some insane stats, and that will give you a benefit. Personally, I've seen a lot of other really good builds that I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. I'm going to avoid 5'9s myself, but if that's what you're into, go for it. Coming from 5'9", I'm going to go ahead and start working my way up the ladder. I'm going to start with some more smaller guards, and then we'll work up to tall guards, and then finish off the video with centers. But the first smaller guard I'm going to pop up on the screen is a 6'2" point guard build. As you can see, 6'4" wingspan, 165 pounds. And it also gets a 90 driving dunk, 94 three, 95 ball handle, 91 speed with ball, and a 94 steal, while still getting a pretty good speed and agility. This is honestly one of the best 6'2s I've seen yet today. That being said, 6'3" does seem to get some better stats. I don't know if that's an issue with how the builder's set up, but 6'3" honestly looks better than 6'2". We won't know until gameplay actually comes out. But keep an eye on this. This is a very good 6'2" if that's the height you're looking for. Me personally, I like a taller guard, but we're still going to go through all this. And it's honestly insane that you get a 94 steal on this build. From all the gameplay videos I've seen, steal is very good, especially lane steals and bump steals. So maybe that's enough to make up for you being a liability height-wise. I'm honestly not sure, but I wanted to show you guys this one. So here's a 6'2" build. Let's see what else we can work our way up to here. Our other shorter guard I'm going to show you guys is a 6'3" guard here from Double H. And this is, if you're looking for a short guard, this is honestly the best one I've seen yet today. Like I said, a lot of videos to come out, but check out this 6'3" from Double H. 93 driving dunk, 94 three, 93 ball handle, 86 speed with ball, which is going to get you that gold lightning launch. You're still getting an 85 perimeter, 91 steal. You're getting block and interior on this build. Honestly, if you're looking for a short guard build day one, this is probably the one. As I'm going through this, I also remembered this morning 2K dropped all of the attribute requirements for the badges. I'm going to go ahead and throw those up on the screen. This is really good if you guys want to pause and screenshot this. You're going to want to be able to look at this when you're making your build. It's going to be extremely helpful making sure you don't miss a badge by just an attribute or two. So make sure that you keep an eye on this while you're making your build. You really don't want to spend all that money just for your build to miss the badge that you really wanted to get. So those are the first two. I'm going to throw up the second two. And then as you can see, here's the second two. Like I said, pause, screenshot, whatever you got to do. Make sure you have it. I'm not going to waste too much more time with this. So let's get on to the next thing. One more thing I wanted to include with the attribute requirements needed for stuff. We also got these screenshots from Double H showing what attribute requirements you need to be able to get driving dunk and standing dunk. So here's all those for all of the different contact animations. Again, make sure you screenshot it, save it, whatever you got to do. These are going to be your requirements needed to be able to get those animations when the game comes out, as long as nothing changed. All right, enough with all of the attribute requirements. Let's get onto some of the taller builds I found that were really good today. The first one I'm going to show you, and honestly might be my favorite, is a 6'6", again coming from Double H, 180 pounds, 6'7" wingspan. He honestly cooked in the builder, props to him. But this 6'6" gets 93 driving dunk, 93 3-point, 86 ball handle, 75 speed with ball. You don't need to worry about that. I guarantee there's going to be some good animations for that. 85 perimeter defense, 79 steal. You're still getting block and interior defense on this build. 85 speed, so you're going to be able to speed boost pretty good. If you guys watched my 6'6" build video that I want to make in 2K25 a couple weeks ago, this honestly is looking exactly like what I want to make. Some of my decision is definitely going to come down to what animations we can get, but on paper, I always like a taller guard. This is looking really good to me. Another one I was looking at is a 6'7" from him, as you can see here. And the 6'7" is honestly like reminding me of a two-way stretch playmaker type build from 2K20. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm really liking the 6'7" also, but I don't know how fast or slow these builds are going to be once we get good animations on them. This build is honestly insane though. 89 driving dunk, which as you saw from the screenshots before, is going to give you some of those contact dunk animations. 89 3-pointer, definitely going to be enough to shoot. Most of the years it is in every 2K. You're also getting an 86 ball handle, 75 speed with ball. So the same as the 6'6", but just a little bit taller. Pass accuracy at 78. Again, I would probably drop that down to about 70. You're getting a 92 perimeter. You're basically a lockdown on this build. 79 steal, block and interior are both upgraded. Decent speed, decent agility. Again, I'd probably use my cap breakers on those speed and agility just to be a little bit quicker. But then you're getting a 78 vertical. This build's a beast. Depending on animations, and if you can get the same ones on the 6'7" as the 6'6", I'll probably take this one over the 6'6", just because they both have short wingspan. This one's a little bit taller, and I like the stats a little bit better. We'll really just have to wait and see, but on paper, again, another really good build. All right, now we've seen 6'6" and 6'7" guards. Let's take Double H's screenshot again and look at his 6'8" guard. If you guys played 2K24 at all, this build looks insanely similar to the 6'8" on that game. You're getting an 89 driving dunk, super high mid-range at 92, still getting the 83 3-pointer, 86 ball handle, 75 speed with ball, insane defense across the board, still some pretty good speed and agility. If you're looking for an all-around build that is probably going to be pretty solid all year round, pretty patch proof, I'm telling you this one right here is probably going to be the one to go with. The one scary part is we don't know how fast it's going to be. We don't know what animations it gets, but stat-wise, all-aroundness wise, this build is very solid. And honestly, it's another one I'm going to consider making. I guess we'll see what happens with all the animations, but honestly, shout out Double H again. These builds he put together were absolutely crazy. Gave us a good look at taller guards. I don't know about you guys. I know there's a lot of small guard builds that come out. Everybody wants to make a little play shot, but I like a big, tall ISO guard. Another thing I wanted to cover is how cool some of the build names are. As you can see, I don't remember which screenshot I took this from, but this is a build name on one of those taller guards we looked at. A two-way inside-out ISO creator. I don't know when the last time we've seen a cool build name like that in 2K is. Honestly, super unique, very cool. It sounds like, I think there was a tweet earlier that said there's 1,000 new build names. So if you're into that kind of stuff, or the catfish builds, I really like that kind of stuff. We have a lot to look forward to this year. I've shown a bunch of different really good guard builds. If you clicked on this video for a center, don't worry, I still got you. I've seen a bunch of different like 7-foot+ center builds today, and a lot of them look really good, but they all look very similar. So I'm gonna throw a screenshot of this one up on the screen now. This is a 7-foot center build, 253 pounds with a 7'2" wingspan. You're gonna get a 90 standing dunk, 83 3, 87 mid-range. It's a center that can shoot for sure. 83 pass accuracy, probably more than you need on a center, but gonna be really good for like rec and pro-am if that's what you're into. 85 interior, decent perimeter, decent steal, 93 block, which every creator that was there said block is really good this year. And then you're also gonna get a 94 defensive rebound, which is gonna get you those defensive rebounding badges. And every year I say, like, as long as you get those badges, you only really need to upgrade offensive or defensive rebound really high, not both. You're gonna get really good physicals on this build with a 91 strength, 80 vertical, which is also gonna help you get rebounds, and you're still decently fast. Again, I haven't seen a ton of uniqueness in the center builds that came from Community Day, so as of now, this is one of the better ones I've seen if you want a template to go with or start off of. The one thing I didn't look for was post-score builds, so if that's what you're into, I want to say Jono or somebody posted a video. That's not really my thing, but you can go check that out if you want. Some more information that we got today, which is actually really cool, is that once you actually make your build, you can see the gameplay animation screen. So this is before you have to put any VC on it. You don't have to upgrade it yet. You can still test it, but you can put whatever scoring moves and playmaking moves you want on your build. See what you can unlock before you invest all your time and money into it, which is super helpful because I've definitely made builds and upgraded them before and then realized after the fact that I didn't get a jump shot or I didn't get a dribble move that I really wanted. Shout out 2K, this is honestly a really good addition. And I look forward to using this and testing out my builds with animations I'm actually going to be using so I can see if I like it or not. Last but not least, we are getting the city reveal tomorrow, 10:45 Eastern. Make sure you're checking that out. I'm sure I'll have a video out on it tomorrow, but 2K will be streaming it live on Twitch if you want to get the first look at it. I guess we'll see how it is tomorrow. I'm not too worried. The gameplay's looking really good. Hopefully they came through on the park. That's going to wrap it up for the video today. If you watch all the way to the end, I appreciate you sticking around. Again, make sure you're dropping a like, dropping a sub, turning the notifications on. We're going to have a ton of videos coming out all through 2K25. I will see you in the next one.